where it's lights out and away we go, and Hamilton gets away well. Bottas tries to cover off Verstappen, and then comes Sebastian Vettel. It's wheel-to-wheel Bottas and Verstappen. Bottas just squeezes past the Red Bull there. Giovinazzi and Charles Leclerc taking the inside line, which you're not supposed to do at the start, as they try to stay out of trouble. Through Massenet we go. Hamilton ahead of Bottas, Verstappen, Vettel, and then Daniel Ricciardo ahead of Kevin Magnussen. Two Toro Rossos almost getting in a bit of a heap. Nico Hülkenberg behind them. Leclerc goes round the outside of Lando Norris, and there's contact. Kimi Räikkönen on Lance Stroll. Stroll was just straightened up a little bit there by the Alfa Romeo. They all managed to get through the Lowe's hairpin. Charles Leclerc gets past Lando Norris and up into 13th place.
That was pretty bold, and you need a compliant rival at some point in there.
The Ferrari has got through. The defence from Romain Grosjean didn't pay off there, and Leclerc did get through at Rascasse. You've got to hand it to Leclerc. That was pretty smart.
Oh, that one didn't work.
It didn't work at all. Charles Leclerc's gone for it again. This time he tangles with the Renault.
The Ferrari spun by itself. I don't know if he's tapped the barrier on the inside. He hit the barrier with his right rear.
We have a puncture.
Oh dear, and he's now shredding the tyre to pieces and possibly causing a lot of damage, Charles Leclerc.
He's ripping his own floor apart. You have to come back slowly. He's angry, he's frustrated, he's dissecting his own car. It's got to be almost walking pace.
Bottas is away, and that must be an unsafe release, because Max Verstappen has come out at the same time. They very, very nearly touched as well. And Max Verstappen has a 5-second time penalty for an unsafe release. Now we have got a car park at Rascasse. George Russell, Nico Hülkenberg can get past, Robert Kubica can get past. Kubica and Leclerc are kind of stuck there, and this is blocking the track. Double waved yellows. Russell gets going, Leclerc gets ahead of Giovinazzi. But what caused this? Let's have a little look now. Down the inside goes Giovinazzi and spins George Russell round. Perez get caught up as well. Charles Leclerc retires from his home race, and what a wretched home race it's been for him. Now this is Kimi Räikkönen.
Again, it just drives into me.
We saw it, Kimi, we saw it. We have you on board.
Just watching here, Kevin Magnussen and Sergio Perez going into the chicane. Magnussen defending hard and rubbing wheels there with Sergio Perez before he then has to cut the chicane to stay ahead.
Man, Kevin got the chicane. I overtook him and he got the chicane.
We've got half the field all in one place, including the leaders trying to get through the back markers.
This is going to get a bit exciting now as Hamilton manages to lap Lance Stroll, who keeps out of the way of Max Verstappen as well. The car in front is a Williams of George Russell, keeps out of the way. There's a chicane appearing at the back as Valtteri Bottas gets compromised a little bit by Lance Stroll, and it's getting even worse for Valtteri Bottas. Vettel skipped through, and Bottas now is stuck behind the racing point.
Yeah, Stroll will not be very popular with that one, with Valtteri Bottas.
We're going to lose this race, I can't look after this tyres anymore, they're dead.
So Lewis, just thinking about it, if we manage to the same pace as the cars in front and you can still hold Verstappen behind.
I can't keep the car behind, Bono. Can you not see that?
Yeah, no problem, Lewis.
Lewis needs this to rain for his particular race afternoon.
Sebastian Vettel, you could argue, with Verstappen having a 5-second penalty and Hamilton struggling, is still sat in a very nice position as well.
I don't know what you're thinking when you keep these tyres on, man. You need to hope for a miracle.
Mode 7, when you're ready, Max. Mode 7, to the end. Verstappen has been given more power. You have overtake available.
Oh, that's great news.
He's going to have a go. Is he going to send one?
Lewis parks the car absolutely perfectly. Now Verstappen tries to switch back. That was super driving, that.
Calling
Here goes Verstappen down the inside on Lewis Hamilton. They make contact. Hamilton has to cut the chicane. Verstappen does as well. There was definite contact there as Verstappen sent one into the chicane to try and get past.
Yeah, just turns in. I'm trying to overtake.
Hamilton's now going to make it 3 victories around the streets of Monte Carlo and extend his lead at the top of the championship. Hamilton wins the Monaco Grand Prix. Sebastian Vettel and Valtteri Bottas cross the line, and with Max Verstappen's 5-second penalty, they will take their place on the podium as Pierre Gasly crosses the line for a very impressive 5th place finish.
Lewis, that was a victory worth Nicky. Well done, unbelievable job, congratulations.
Carlos Sainz, Danny Kvyat, Alex Albon, Romain Grosjean and Daniel Ricciardo will complete the points for Mercedes. It has been a week where they have mourned the loss of their teammate and friend and valued team member Niki Lauda. It is a week that they will emerge celebratory in Niki's honour. And Hamilton, the championship leader, after his victory in Bahrain, and China and Spain last time out. A very emotional, very hard fought and a very well-deserved victory here in Monaco as well. It's lights out and away we go. Vettel gets away very well. Hamilton tries to get past Nico Hülkenberg straight away, and it's Sebastian Vettel from Valtteri Bottas. Kimi Räikkönen on the inside, Ricciardo covering off Kevin Magnussen, Sergio Perez trying to find room around the outside, and it's Vettel into turn 2 he goes from Valtteri Bottas, the Mercedes ahead of the Ferrari, and there's Kevin Magnussen making contact and having to run wide and almost chopping off the front wing of Esteban Ocon. As down towards the hairpin we go now. Magnussen on the inside of Nico Hülkenberg. What a lap it's been for the Haas driver, trying to make places back up again, and that is Sergio Perez spinning around at the hairpin. We're on board now with Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton down in 9th place.
Hamilton busy breaker, changing his brake bars. We saw it on the steering wheel. What utter brilliant madness those first few corners were.
And the madness might just continue as well, as there's cars going off onto the runoff area. Romain Grosjean getting pushed wide. Down into turn 10 we go, and that's Max Verstappen on the inside of Brendan Hartley. Verstappen's making up places and already going very nicely indeed up into 12th place. But Sebastian Vettel leads from Bottas, from Räikkönen, from Ricciardo, Gasly. Good start from him, from Magnussen, from Ocon, Hülkenberg and then Alonso. Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton dueling, going into turn 1. Verstappen on the inside, they are going wheel to wheel. Fernando Alonso's going to watch out, and they make contact. Verstappen gets past and almost runs over the front wing of Lewis Hamilton as he moves himself up into 10th place. Who's got a puncture? Looks like Hamilton slowing a little bit. Verstappen's got a puncture
with that contact. Hamilton steams back past, so Verstappen getting punchy. Lewis wouldn't let him go, and it's Max with a left rear puncture and a long way to go until he gets to the pit lane.
So we're on board with Verstappen now, Hamilton ahead of him, and he knows that there is a gap coming at the end of the main straight. Alonso rather squeezed them up a bit. That's where they clashed. That's where Verstappen ran over the front wing of Hamilton's Mercedes. That's where he got the puncture.
I think I lost drive, mate.
Okay, try and limp it home, I'll get back to you.
And it is absolute double disaster for Red Bull as Verstappen gets a puncture and limps past the stricken teammate Daniel Ricciardo, pulling over onto the left-hand side of the track.
Oh, steering wheel's gone dead. Everything's gone dead, look. No power, no signal. It's like somebody switched the master switch off. Gasly caught a little bit napping there when the virtual safety car ended. But
here goes Hülkenberg, sorry Martin, on Esteban Ocon into the final corner as well. Hülkenberg swoops round the outside of Esteban Ocon. Nice move there from the German driver in the Renault. But now Ocon is wheel to wheel, and we'll see Mercedes power in the Force India against Renault power as well. And we'll see Renault power Alonso against Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton. Magnussen ahead of Hartley. Hamilton down the inside on Nico Hülkenberg. Ocon might lose out to Fernando Alonso. Hamilton makes up places ahead of Hülkenberg, ahead of Alonso, and then comes the Force India of Esteban Ocon.
Now look at this for a triple overtake.
This is fantastic. The McLaren behind Hamilton, you can just about see the track through the sparks, and down the inside he goes. Now Hamilton fancies a bit of Pierre Gasly. Breezes past Pierre Gasly along the straight there, and Hamilton, starting 9th on the grid, is now up into 4th place. Medium tyre for Valtteri Bottas. They can now go to the end of the race on those medium compound tyres. Ferrari on the soft compound tyre. Have Mercedes now switched Valtteri Bottas' strategy? He comes out ahead of Kimi Raikkonen, so they've covered off the undercut there.
So Ferrari are going to go for pure pace. Mercedes are going for endurance.
Yeah.
How's it going to end up?
Hamilton still ahead of that Ferrari. Hamilton has been on these tyres since the first lap in this race. Sebastian Vettel came in on lap 18 to change onto his soft compound tyres. How long can Hamilton keep Vettel at bay? This is slowing Sebastian Vettel down all the time. He's stuck behind the Mercedes.
And he'll be party mode down the pit straight, whatever they like to call it, because the longer he can keep Vettel at bay, the better. It destroys Vettel's strategy. He's going to have to stop one more time than Hamilton. But look, he's in the slipstream. DRS, nothing Hamilton can do about that.
You can hear the cheers from the grandstands as Sebastian Vettel blasts past Lewis Hamilton and back into the lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix.
Kimi Raikkonen in, and he will definitely... Oh no!
Oh no, Kimi Raikkonen out and has hit one of the mechanics.
And left rear wheel's not on properly.
For the second time this weekend, Ferrari have had a problem with a pit stop, and once again it is an unsafe release with a tyre not fitted properly, and we just look and hope that the mechanic is okay. Kimi Raikkonen given the green light to go when everything was not properly attached.
Stop the car, Kimi, stop the car.
Sebastian Vettel leads this race from Valtteri Bottas. The gap, 5.7 seconds. Lewis Hamilton, 14 seconds further back from his teammate.
Car on plan D. Kimi is retired for an issue.
It's all about the exit of this corner and saving some battery from the straight.
And don't forget, Martin, Mercedes power against Ferrari power. They say they're pretty equal throughout the course of this year. But he's got DRS as Bottas, and you can see that he's gaining. You can see that he's getting closer. He's got the power turned up to 11. Into turn 1 they go. Bottas has a little look, but he's just a bit too far behind. Sebastian Vettel survives that one. Lap 18, he put those tyres on. He is nursing them home towards the end of 57 laps to emulate Michael Schumacher, Nico Rosberg, Jenson Button and Lewis Hamilton, who all won their 200th Grand Prix start. And in his 200th Grand Prix start, Sebastian Vettel wins the Bahrain Grand Prix for a second win in 2018.
I tell you, woo-hoo, these tires were done. They were done for the last 10 laps. Grazie ragazzi, mamma mia, grazie davvero. Woo-hoo!
So Hamilton, starting outside the top 6 for an 8th time, comes home on the podium. It is 3rd place for him and 2nd in the Drivers' Championship by 11 points from Valtteri Bottas. 2nd on the road today. For Sebastian Vettel, it is maximum attack, it's maximum points, and a maximum return for the opening 2 races of the season. 50 points and another victory.